Hello viewers, it's Wednesday on Your View. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
We are good.
Who do I start with? Let me start with Nima this morning. How are you doing, Nima?
I'm very well. Happy birthday to Jumoke.
We haven't seen her
I've not gotten
since
my
weekend.
cake. Not seen her.
Oh, goodness.
Even though I didn't get my cake, which I hope to
That
get.
cake was fantastic. It was red velvet covered in
I already
coconut.
said
It was like walnut and some creamy
I already
buttercream.
said Mariah would know. And
Oh
you're
my
watching your
goodness. Yeah, I came watching my face. Let me just, don't embarrass me like that.
December is still a long time,
Same,
so
tell
we can
them.
understand.
I already said it about you this morning. That I'm sure Mariah would know details of that cake. But she's watching her weight.
Actually, funny, like, I don't really like cake like that, but honestly, but that one was fantastic. Yes, Jumoke, how you doing?
I'm good. I had an eventful day yesterday. Went shopping.
You
went
and
to
Oga?
see a movie. Yeah. So.
That's so nice. I remember the days. I was trying to, when my husband trying to marry me. He just carry me from office like that. Go and watch movie. Just go to dinner. I can't remember the last time. It is weird. Hey,
So you're telling me to enjoy the time now.
Enjoy it. So enjoy, because once they cross that line, it's like, yeah, your wife, Jerry, what is your problem? Sanzi, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
Please give us good news. Give us something interesting about you.
Hey, yeah, Morayo.
Isn't my life interesting as it is? Well, first of all, Jumoke, happy birthday. On
you.
Saturday was meant to be her birthday party, and well, I was working, and then I finished off around 3-4, but I totally forgot. So I said, what do? Let me just go and visit a friend on the island, and then that was it. So shout out to Juowo and Ngozi Njemanze. I had a fantastic time with them, and I'm not going to say everything that happened, but yesterday was Aviation Business Executives Forum, and I did attend. It was good.
Fantastic.
I'm not an executive yet, but I'm getting there.
Getting there, certainly. We know that. Me, something happened at night in my house overnight. You see, when a woman is scorned, you don't want to touch that. I was just staring. My neighbor has been complaining about one of our other neighbors whose generator is almost at the window of her house. And she also has to close the window. Her children can't sleep at night. And she was being very peaceful. She called the ladies, let's come together, agree. She spoke to our husbands. The guys still didn't agree. We called the husbands, go and talk to this man. You know, they all went, they tried to calm everything down, thinking that the man would take a lesson. He didn't. At night, he left the generator on again. I just started hearing screams. How did I do it? You want to keep my children from me? Hey! My husband was like, what is going on? This woman was screaming at 3 a.m. My husband was like, I cannot leave her by herself. She needs to know that there are people supporting her. So my husband went with her. Like, listen, I'm in solidarity with you. But what shocked me, Jumoke, my husband stood with her, but every other person kept quiet. They just stayed in their house, they didn't say a word. And I'm like, why do Nigerians behave like that? You see, this woman is screaming because of her children. And you're all there going, oh, let her be handling herself. That's her business. So come on, tell.
Oh,
No,
I
but
have to wake up at 4 a.m. Please,
go to
can I
work.
have this extra
I'm
1
saying,
hour
but
sleep?
this is an important. God forbid anything happens to those children. It would be, she didn't say anything now. You know, I was just, but the woman's corner, I was just looking like, a woman can actually just take the bull by the way. You know what? Nobody is sleeping.
I can totally relate with that.
Goodness me.
I can.
I think it's, I don't know if it's a Lagos thing or if it's just a
You've
21st
experienced it
century.
too.
Yeah. Well, not exactly like the woman, but there are some certain things that would happen which I don't want to go into right now within Magodo, and you realize that there is not even anybody. Nobody is bothered. And then I will tell myself, I will tell people who want to listen that, see, in that neighborhood, if your house is burning, nobody will talk except if there are chances the fire would enter their house. That's the only time they would react. And that is the society we live in. Everybody is selfish.
So sad, honestly.
Sad.
All right, I just had to mention that because it was just a very profound moment for me that night.
Whoever that woman is, we support you.
We support
Ladies
you.
of your view, support you.
Yes. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll look through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Let us come to the papers this morning. The Punch. INEC poorly prepared for elections, says PDP governors. By the way, they had a meeting in Lagos, so everything's about PDP governors.
Oh yeah, the forum was there yesterday.
Oh, throughout.
Did I say the forum was there yesterday?
Card reader test successful, says Jega. Picture here, windstorm destroys 400 houses in Lagos. Military moves to liberate Bama as Boko Haram kills 42. Kaduna denies Buhari access to rally venue, says APC. Jonathan fires Agwai as P chairman. Oshu workers protest non-payment of salaries. All right. Let's see. What are we picking up here? So many stories. The INEC poorly prepared for elections all over the papers. So let's talk about that and then the windstorm.
INEC poorly prepared. This is PDB governors. Okay, so they had a meeting that they themed sustenance of democratic values and national development. And they were discussing how the APC's presidential aspirant is too old, blah, blah, blah. One thing I picked out of it, though, was Governor Akpabio saying that Nigerians should be grateful to the PDP for the sustenance of democracy for 16 years. I want to say to him, without any, I'm not, going straight for it. Governor Akpabio, the PDP should appreciate Nigerians for allowing PDP stay in government for 16 years. While we were shouting, no power, corruption. Look, the power belongs to the people, not to any political party. You should not tell us to be grateful to your party. You should be grateful that the people allowed you stay in there for so long.
Yeah, right, fantastic. So that is for that issue.
Nima, I thought you were going to pick
I
up
was going to talk on
comments.
Okay, Fayoshe.
I heard.
Oh, he was talking again, Abi.
Oh, yeah,
my video up to the part where he stopped. My video stopped at where he said, "I don't have anything against Buhari. He's my father because he's my mother's age. If anybody is your mother's age, is your father." And then online, further reports were saying he went further to say that if anybody is above 70 in Nigeria today, they would be wearing diapers, that his mother wears diapers, so the presidential candidate of the APC wears diapers. Now, as a Muslim, I have to say something. I don't know about any other religion, but this is how I was brought up. You don't say such things about someone who has given you their life. There's a verse in the Quran. I play that verse when my message comes in every day, just to remember my parents and, remember how to pay them. That verse says that they cared for me, so God, please bless them and care for them in their old age. That is the way you see your parents. You pay them back better for their good, even best. You don't go out and politicize your parents' health condition, the fact that they're no longer capable of controlling certain parts of the
anybody saying that somebody wears diapers.
No, let me go further. In African culture, you don't even talk about someone else's mother when you have your mother at home like that. Not talking about your own mother just to score a point. That's too much.
Honestly, well, you could be from a different traditional era. I'm from a different era, and quite frankly, I don't see anything insulting about that. On this table, on several times, I would say, look, my dad did not go to secondary school. That doesn't mean that I don't. Hold on, wait. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate the fact that I know my dad sacrificed a lot of things for me. And so, if you choose to interpret it that I'm being disrespectful,
but don't you think they're two different things?
I don't think they are two different things. Look, this is his mother wearing diapers. Okay, we all know that my grandmom is 80 something and she's not wearing diapers, so he could be wrong in that. All old people don't wear diapers. But the fact that his mom wears diapers is not something new. Sometimes you're talking and you just need the right example to portray a point. That's what I think that happened.
Interesting.
That is not an example.
Let's not dig further because it's not our hot topic today. But she's entitled to her view. That's okay. The Nation, major headline. Shopee, Jonathan sacks Obasanjo's man, Agwai. Ishaya Aku replaces ex-chief of defense staff as chairman. INEC sure of card readers. 34 killed, 42 injured in Maiduguri explosion. Ex-Ivory Coast First Lady bags 20 years jail term for, wait for it, post-poll violence. PDP governors, we won't push for poll shift again. All right, let's talk about two things. Shopee and this Ivory Coast matter.
I think you should leave Shopee for Vanguard.
Okay, really? Shopee is in Vanguard?
Yes.
Okay, it's not the headline here, but look, let's talk about. But I want to talk about because it's not the headline here. I didn't see it here.
Well, Shopee is major headline on the front cover of The Nation today, and what the article said was that 5 days after delivering the 78th birthday lecture of ex-president Obasanjo, the Shopee DG Agwai was sacked by the president, and the spokesperson on media and publicity, Mr. Abati, Dr. Abati, was saying that the reason was for continuity in development.
But okay, let's now talk about the real reasons. Do you think it was appropriate for Agwai to say the things he said at Obasanjo's lecture?
Because I read a bit of that. Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Change is inevitable.
Yes.
Is he a politician? Is he in the PDP or in the APC Agwai? Or he's
was
just
an appointee?
An appointee.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And then he went further to say that changes should be about the people. You know, those words he used is now synonymous to a particular group of people.
Yes.
So when you use such words as against the transformation that should be to your boss,
that's disloyalty.
It's like saying that your boss is, like telling your boss.
You're telling your boss to be fired. So I can totally understand and I appreciate this sack because
but the way
you would
he
never be disloyal to your boss.
The way he put it was that the people should decide. And that if something has been happening for a long time, change is inevitable.
That is where
that's
a serious low blow.
You know, the implication of what he was saying, he wasn't exactly saying anything.
1 week or 2 was too long. On the spot, he'll be fired.
Does that also portray the president as someone who doesn't appreciate criticism from people who work with him?
That's not criticism. That's
the president has been, I can quote him to have said that, there's freedom of speech now. Anybody goes around to even insult him. As FFK said it that, he's the one that is most accommodating of freedom of speech. But if he can sack, an appointee because of this kind of freedom of speech, freedom of expression that the man has shown.
Listen, I understand the freedom of speech. However, at this time, the president is loyalists, people that are on his team. So, guess what? If you are saying that change is inevitable, guess what? We got to change it.
We have to change it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Lauren Gbagbo.
Oh yes, very good.
So the wife, Simone Gbagbo, has been charges were pressed against way back 2010 as 2011. Thank you. As being an aid to post-election violence. So the charges are disturbing the peace, forming and organizing armed gangs, and 3, undermining state security. So they found her guilty and sentenced her to 20 years in prison.
Do you remember that video 2011 where she and her husband were dragged out of the presidential villa, almost in her bra, and he was even there just wearing his shirts?
Guess what? She was beaten. There's allegations that she may have been sexually molested that day. Now, what happened was that she was supporting her husband. This is a PhD holder who lectured at the University of Abidjan, 65 years, going on 66 this year. She was just supporting her husband when she was going to rallies and saying the things that she said. Guess what? When she was molested, not any first lady across Africa came out to defend her. So first ladies should be careful while they're supporting their husband. Be careful of your speech. Don't encourage violence.
Don't make inciting infectious
because that's what she did. And unfortunately, when the military took over, they took ICC. Well, they took her to over.
Imagine being raped just because.
But you know what? One point of note for me is that this is an Ivorian court sentencing their former first lady to 20 years imprisonment. We should follow this kind of example.
Yeah, because she's not in government now.
Thank God. Let's move on to Vanguard. Okay. Sorry, let's not stick too much on this. Buhari's one-term plan unfair to North, says PDP governors. Card readers, a whole INEC must plug. Why we're sticking with card readers. Female suicide bomber kills 20 in Maiduguri. All right, so why is INEC sticking with card readers? Anybody? We're not talking about that this morning.
They've recorded success in all the states where they, tested the card readers so far. And then they have an 80%, success of collection of PVC. So they have reasons to say there's nothing wrong with the card readers. But those who have arguments against the card readers are citing issues of network because, they rely on GSM network and then batteries to sustain the card readers during the test, during the election days and all that.
Though they don't want them to extend it, but they say that INEC must be prepared that everybody who has not, even the Plateau State Governor, I think Jang, was saying that he hasn't even received his PVC. That it's important that they do not disenfranchise anybody. So they're saying that INEC should find some way that those who don't get their PVCs on time should find a way to vote. Not necessarily by using their TVC, but at least they should not fight. They should just get them their PVCs or find a way that they can vote. That's what they're saying. But with all these,
but with 80% collection of PVC, do you think INEC has still not done a good job?
I think they've done a fantastic job.
80 plus, so.
Okay. Daily Sun. Major headline: PDP governors plot Buhari's fall. Storm Lagos says his aides obsolete. Bloody Tuesday. Military kills scores of insurgents. APC candidate blasts president. And I'm in APC to stay, says Atiku.
May I take APC candidate blasts president? Through his aid, General Buhari was saying that the present government is a government of corruption and waste, and that when he comes into governance, if he does, he's going to tackle those two things, waste and corruption.
That he'll start from his era. For me, he should just go way back. That
drawing
way back.
That line of
it's not working for me
also.
Okay, keep them all out.
Should we move on to The Guardian? Nobody's talking about this PDP governors pro Buhari's fall. Nobody read that article?
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
It's the same meeting.
Same meeting.
Meeting in Lagos. They're just saying that the man is too old and all of that.
We had that argument before. The Guardian, major headline on our last paper for this morning. Soyinka others Lord Lagos elites role in Nigeria's evolution. Military recaptures Bama from Boko Haram. Okay, you can see the picture here of Wode Soyinka and others. I think they're trying to here doing that. Let's see. I think it's Patrick Dele Cole, former governor of the state, Ochoba. All of them were there, and I think was presenting his book. That's Patrick Dele Cole's book on. Let's see, what's the name of the book again? Let's see, it's right here somewhere. Modern and traditional elites in the politics of Lagos. Interesting. All right. Anybody has anything to say?
Osun and Ogun states that haven't paid salaries.
Say, they should please pay salary.
I beg you. I don't know what the issue is. Is it that federal government isn't giving them their allocation or what? Why aren't they paid salaries in 5 months? That's not good.
That's unconfirmed, though. Someone called and said 9 months' salaries in the Federal Ministry of Education has not been paid. That we should please talk about it. He was sending me messages yesterday, and I said, okay, until we investigate it. Okay.
And the Ogun State Commissioner has denied, though, that the salaries have been paid.
So hopefully, well, regardless, confirmed, unconfirmed, but the idea is that if anybody's owing salaries, they should please pay their workers.
Biko.
That's it on Front Page Review. When we return, federal government slashes works ministry's budget from 100 billion, we talked about it I think yesterday, to 11 billion naira. We're going to just discuss further on that. And later, how to sustain livelihood in this naira devaluation era. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The Minister of Works, Mike Onolememe, said the ministry's 100 billion naira proposed budget for 2015 was slashed by the Ministry of Finance to 11 billion, representing an 89% slash. The chairman of the committee, Ayogu Eze, said the budget was very terrible for a sector that needs at least 500 billion annually for road construction and maintenance. Now, 11 billion obviously means the ministry would need a magician to perform wonders, according to him. The question is, will this 11 billion be enough to execute ongoing road projects? What are your thoughts on this? It's your view. Let it count. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can tweet to us at your view TVC. We'd like to, I think Jumake and Nima can read the tweet. Yes. All right, we're looking at this vis-a-vis other things they're supposed to be slashing. Because I think somebody mentioned it yesterday or 2 days ago that aside from slashing, okay, I think it was Uwa that was saying that this is something that we need. This affects us, the people. So why are you slashing this budget? That if you're going to slash anything, start from your salaries.
May I quickly read out the salaries of senators before I go to the House of Rep? House of Rep earn 12 million per month, each person, 12 million per month.
Real?
Senators, basic salary 2.4 million naira, hardship allowance 1.2, constituency allowance 4.9, that's almost 5 million. Newspaper allowance 1.2.
Annually?
Per month.
Monthly. Yeah,
wardrobe allowance 621, recess allowance 248,000, accommodation 4.9, almost 5 million per month. Utilities 828,000, domestic staff 1.8 million, entertainment 828, personal assistance 621,000, vehicle maintenance allowance 1.8 million, leave allowance 248. Severance gratuity 7.4 million, car allowance 9.9, almost 10 million per month. Totally Total monthly salary 29 million point 4, almost 30 million
each
per month.
Drum roll.
Each
Wait,
of them.
Each person
person.
per month.
Please, this is what they write online. Is this an exaggerated pay or
Sounds
what?
it.
Because in my head it's not real. Am I dreaming?
No, you are not.
Somebody wake me up now. Should be this same Nigeria that everybody's complaining. This man
let
is
me
earning
wake you up.
10,000
Let me
and
wake
saying
you up.
there's no
Did
money.
you see what happened during the primaries in every state for those returning senators as against the governors who wanted to go to the Senate? Did you see what they were dragging? Is this kind of thing that would lead to that kind of?
What are you saying? So what's the argument now that we've revealed that all? Are we saying that they should go and slash this?
So let me tell you my own
what should be
argument.
slashed?
Roads to any developing country is paramount.
Primary.
Because you need to be able for trade, for whatever development that will happen in any country, you need roads. Now, over the years, well, I think that they need to come to Lagos actually to learn how, because Lagos is still building roads. As many roads as we have in Lagos, we're still constructing. So they need to find out. Now, the reality is that crude oil sale has dropped. Federal government revenue has dropped based on that. Yes. So they need to, austerity measures, cut down on things.
Certainly.
So I know that your 100, now, you need 500 billion
That's
for road construction per year. So the ministry, within the realities of the time, came out with 100 billion saying this is what we need to create to build 210 roads. Now you have now said, where are we going to get the money from? Why don't you start from cutting your own salaries?
Now,
why does a senator have to earn 30 million?
I don't get
every month.
Because the minister also said that this amount of money can only fix 33
out of 210.
But they're also hoping that they will work with the private partners, public-private partnership, to get these roads done. So it's not necessarily the government churning out this chunk of money.
Now, that is being idealistic. Reality is that whatever earnings that we have now, we must prioritize.
But I think the senator or the House Rep said something, I think last week, that they're going to slash 25%. I don't know how realistic it is or if they've even done it at all.
So now, taking percentage, you're slashing 89% of roads construction and 29% of your salary. Now, please realize, 25%, please realize that the people who are politicians in Nigeria, they're not the average Nigerians who is earning a minimum salary of 18,000. These are people who are comfortable to fund campaigns and then go into elective posts. They are not poor by Nigerian standard. So we need for the people.
Let me hear somebody else's view on this matter. Let me hear Nima.
The Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, as governor of the central bank then, said that I think 20 or 30% of our budget annually was consumed by this set of people, the legislators, and then they went for his head at that time. But we see the realities going on in our community every day. We know we need roads, we know we need, and then they see these things, they deny these things. The government in power deny, when a person comes out to say this thing is happening, something like this is happening, we should check it, you deny it.
Nima,
we don't address issues. Then we come for campaigns and say that when a particular road in Lagos was concessioned, private partnership, like they are suggesting now, it was wrong. That if they get in power, they would cancel that concession. You are now suggesting by reducing this amount of money from 100 million to 11 million that private participation should be employed to develop roads. How do you think you pay for this?
But Nima,
the cost of it will fall back on the common man on the road that uses this road.
But Nima, also at this stage, we've criticized the government that their recurrent expenditure is way ahead of capital, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Now, they're saying now that, listen, let us even look at our entire budget and let us try austerity measures. Let's try to revive the austerity measures. Now, they're not saying that they slashed everything. One of the ones they've just started with is this infrastructure. Can't we at least accept?
I don't think
cynical.
Sorry, Jumoke, correct me. Should it be recurrent or capital? That is capital.
I know it's capital.
You can't slash
regardless capital or not.
Morayo, listen to yourself again.
It's not capital.
We have complained that recurrent
is higher.
Has always been
now
higher.
We have capital.
I said 70%. Chris on Monday said it's now 80%. Now it's still the same capital that they're slashing. What happened to the recurrent? It doesn't make any sense
now. It shows that they're not listening to what people are saying. Just like I said, if you're suggesting private participation in developing roads, you're definitely saying, me, road user, and my neighbor will pay for the development of the roads.
They now start
Let me
building
take first
toll gates.
And then the senators will get money to campaign and organize.
Festus, good morning, Festus. Are you there?
Good morning, Mariah. I'm still here.
Good morning. No, go ahead, please.
Good morning.
Yeah, please. Thank you very much for what you are doing there. You see, concerning this road of the thing, the budget is slashed. The budget was prepared by the PDP. The Minister of Finance is a PDP member. So they know exactly what they are doing. Which means that the former budget we have been preparing, they have not been using them. Right? And please, during the newspaper review, somebody there was saying that if you go to the public and expose your parents, that there is nothing bad in this. Please, we don't do that. As Africans, as Nigerians, we have culture, we have tradition. We are not Europeans. It's not good. Let her not say that. Because people will talk about her. They will insult her, they are this.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you very much.
Well, see, my own is, I'm still, me, as a little me as I am here right now, and I'm hearing all that figures, my head is turning into two. So I'm still trying to think, but then, well, snapping back, my little input is that for you to slash from, as of, even in the report I read, that last year's budget was 98-point-something billion, and eventually they got about 45 billion, and then the remaining they're yet to receive it. So for you to slash, roads are very, very, very important. Me, I'm a constant road user. They're up there, they're always flying first class and private jets, so I bet they don't even understand what I'm going through.
All right, let me take Ezekiel's call. Good morning, Ezekiel.
Good morning to all of you.
Morning. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
Just to buttress what this Festus just said now. You see, how many people are building road? Shopee is building road. Their own, there is no budget. PPI. Then, you see, the ministry, they know that they have not been using their money. So they know what they are doing. That's just the truth. Thank you.
May I take a tweet? Kindness Onitiri says, let's call it 30 million for a person that sits down and says yay or nay. With some sleeping. When that is happening, Nigerians, we need to talk about
No,
this.
don't say that, because they do a lot of reading. A lot of committees, they are sitting down, reviewing, discussing.
Sitting down, then when you compare
don't
the salary.
assume, don't assume it's just
okay, let's compare.
There are committees. You know how many chunks of papers they have to read?
How many times a week?
A US senator takes home about 21 million naira. Whereas our own senators, what's their total take home per month?
Almost 30 million.
Can you imagine?
Which one is that?
If you want to compare Nigerian senators and what happens abroad, they are earning, even the Senate president earns times 3.
Let me compare
what the Prime Minister
Let me take Larry's call.
And then I'll do the comparison.
Good morning, Larry.
I don't know,
are you there? This is not about salary. This is about infrastructure.
No, it is.
Larry.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
I just want to say something. Stupidity and ineptitude is when we say somebody in Lagos is concessioning roads and you in Abuja are trying to do the same thing. That shows that stupid, they don't know what they are doing and they are irrelevant. So I think Lagosians should just have sense that know what they are doing. And secondly, for Fayose, it's obvious. Its origin is very poor. I saw what he was saying yesterday, and I was like, God, how did he get there? Who made this guy a governor? You know, if you see the way he was talking, you will never pray that your son should be someone like Fayose. He's a disgrace to womanhood, he's a disgrace to fatherhood,
that's a big word.
To Nigeria.
All right, he's the governor of Ekiti State. So let's
Coming back to what we are discussing.
He's not a disgrace.
Yes,
so
it's not. Okay, total yearly salary of a senator at 29.9, 29.4 times 12 equals to 353 million per annum. Change it to dollars. Using 162 naira to a dollar, that's $2.1 million per annum. Now, in Britain, a senator goes home per annum with $105,000. In the United States, 174. In France, 85. In South Africa, 104. In Kenya, 74. There's nobody even close to the million mark.
Right. Okay, wait.
So
I hear the figures, but honestly, to me, they sound very unrealistic. So we know we still need to go back again and to check it, because just like Sanzi, we are still mesmerized.
You don't want to believe.
I don't want to believe.
Let's leave the salaries.
Let's leave the salaries. They cannot be accurate. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this capital versus the current.
Even if we have some small bodies that are also involved in development of roads. NDDC is doing roads in the Niger Delta and all that. The monies don't come under this budget. Nobody checks them. This man just mentioned Shopee, also involved in this road. These ones don't come under budget. See,
let me take this call from Lauren Shaw. Good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Morning. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not too surprised about what is happening every day. I was just shivering yesterday when I saw Fayoshe getting himself. People are hating him. He doesn't know that they are condemning him, thinking he's doing something right. You see, a lot of people are spoken before him. But on getting there, he was laughing, he was doing this thing. And they are pushing him nearly to his grave. Never realized that. He was talking about somebody who didn't use industrial or whatever. My own father is 85 years. He still has on motorcycle. Up till now. You understand? That is that about that. The other governors, they are just trying to find a way of checkmating him. But they couldn't reach him. On that, he was just flying on his own grave, thinking he was doing something better. That is that. It's about someone sacking the Shopee chairman. It's not a new thing. Because the man talked about shade is inevitable, which everybody, primary school people, they even know that it's inevitable. But the first lady was saying that everybody that clamour about shade should be stoned to death. Now, they should be looking up to what is happening to first lady of Ivory Coast. They should be expecting something. It should happen to them because they don't want this man to come up. And the person that will do it coming up, and they will do something we are expecting from them. You understand? So we'll continue to be saying change because we are tired. We need change in Nigeria.
Thank you so much,
federal level.
You said a lot in just a few seconds.
Yes,
I'm telling you, and as he was talking, a proverb came to me.
Some people would even say that what happened to the former first lady of Ivory Coast is injustice.
Yes, there are people saying that it's injustice because she wasn't treated like a lady, being beaten and sexually arrested.
Selfies. I mean, well, back there, I don't know.
Yes, they forced her.
They forced her. They took a picture of all of them.
Yes. That was the military molesting her.
When you push some people to the wall, this is the kind of reaction you get, a revolution. That is what you get.
Although we shouldn't commend them for what they did.
Because we don't even want that.
I'm not commending
war in this country. Trust me.
No, I don't pray for war.
Regardless of what our Mama Peace is saying, we don't want that kind of treatment for her. So, where Nigerian women are against what happened to Simeon Babo.
You had to slide that in, right? Let me take Show. Let me take Show. Good morning, Show.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please go ahead.
First time caller.
Yay!
I've been trying to reach you on this program for so long.
Yeah.
But the line is always busy. Good morning.
Oh, you just wanted to say hi. Wow, nice. Thank you.
Good morning.
All right, we have to close, unfortunately. With this, we had a good discussion, but when we return, we have someone in the studio who's going to help us. How do we manage our livelihood, especially with this dollar problem? Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. The devaluation of the naira has become a huge concern as Nigerians are now feeling the brunt as prices of goods and services have gone up. Being a country that is heavily dependent on foreign goods, how do we sustain our livelihood with the present economic situation? Joining us to discuss this is a marketing management expert and chartered insurer, Mr. Bestman Abumer. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Now,
good morning to viewers.
now that naira has been devalued, how has this naira devaluation affected Nigerians? Because everybody's saying every small thing now. Oh, you know, dollar has gone up. Dollar has gone. That's all the excuses they have in the market. How do we, as citizens, react to this situation? How do we fix it?
Well, there are many perspectives to the devaluation. One is that the value of your currency is not fixed by fiat. All right? It reacts to the economic dynamics of a nation. And this is global. It's not peculiar to Nigeria alone. Yes. That is one. Then two, the fall in the oil price and the general global economic trend has also been responsible. Apparently, we've been sustaining the value of the naira because it was an all-commerce affair for people to trade on foreign exchange and all that. And that is what the CBN is trying to curb by limiting what it allocates to genuine consumers. A lot of people have been involved in round-tripping and all what. He said, no, it must not continue. Another perspective to it is that, yes, when you are importing, you suffer. Because those who are importing will definitely sell at a price that will not necessarily be detected by market forces, but it will be a reflection of the cost of bringing in those goods because they have to source the foreign exchange locally before importing. But when you are exporting as a nation, it becomes beneficial. That's another perspective to it. On how it affects us Nigerians, yes, those of us who have taste for foreign-made goods, we should be prepared to pay more. Then, of course, I don't see any reason why people should not curb foreign travels. If you know it will cost you a fortune to travel out of the country and you have to source for the foreign exchange that will enable you to travel, then of course you have to readjust your budget. Like the federal government has said, look, no more foreign medical trips, even trainings have to be curbed in order to preserve the foreign exchange accruing to the economy because it's limited presently.
Sir,
yes.
What is your advice on curbing people who have foreign tastes? Would make more sense if Nigerians produce. We import toothpicks in here.
Because we choose to.
Well, so the way things are now, how does a typical Nigerian who earns 18,000 readjust?
Definitely it will hurt the pockets of the downtrodden that does not earn substantial income. But then it still boils down to things. I mean, the issue of adjustment of your budget. But although there is a limit to which you can do that, definitely 18,000 is not within that bracket where you can start thinking of adjustment and what have you. Because 18,000 is not even sufficient to consume foreign goods in the first instance. No doubt about that. And that's why they have been agitating that there should be a review of minimum wage.
Yes.
Well, this is only prevalent in the public sector anyway. And how many governments are even paying at the state levels, at least? They are not paying. So it's going to hurt them, no doubt. But taking it from there, I think majority of us lives first life. Let me take it from there. Take school, for example. Today, you can still give it to the public schools, irrespective of the decadence that has crept into the management of public schools, that their teachers are still better trained than what obtains in the private. I am involved and I know what I'm talking about. Not that I'm a school proprietor, but my children go to private school, and sometimes ordinary remarks on their report, examination report sheet, I find faults with the kind of grammar their teachers uses. So if your children cannot go to private school, don't force yourself and say, oh, this is what my mates are doing, and my children must of necessity go to private school. Put them in the public school. I have seen, you know, with due regard to those who are within the lower rung of the ladder in the society, send their children to public school, and they are absolutely brilliant.
I agree.
Okay.
Sir, is there a possibility of government intervention in certain aspects of our consumption in this country. For instance, yesterday in the paper, the power minister was saying that there will be an increase in the cost of prepaid meters because the cost of naira has gone lower,
yes.
dollar has gone up. So, you know, the devaluation is affecting. And then there's a proposal from the IMF yesterday too, that, you know, there should be further devaluation of the naira. Is there a possibility that, you know, government intervenes in this consumption?
Yes,
Yes,
it's very possible. If that is coming from the mouth of a government representative, it is unfortunate, because I listened to a program where it was a hot debate in one of the media, sorry to mention names, one early morning, and we are made to understand that there are local manufacturers of meters. Why would a particular member of the discourse choose to bring in these meters from overseas if it is not to exploit Nigerians? As far as I'm concerned, the meters are supposed to be distributed free of charge. Make your money from the tariff you are charging.
Exactly.
And the tariff Nigerians are even paying presently are not in any way justified.
Exactly.
So Nigerians can curb these things. The federal government rather, can curb this, like they are trying to do in auto sector. Even though I heard one of the state government criticizing it absolutely ignorantly the other day. If you want to, if you have a taste for imported vehicles, pay 70%.
Simple.
In countries like India, China, and others, where they know what they are doing, they pay as much as 100%. If you buy a Rolls Royce for £500,000, when you are bringing it in, please be prepared to give us another £500,000 as our duty, payable on the car. It can also apply to other luxury goods or foreign goods that are being consumed by Nigerians. If you want to consume foreign goods, pay for it.
Yes, sir, we agree with that. But
we have
was saying.
substantial local substitute. We are talking of what concerns you and I.
Yes.
Not things that belongs to the elite.
Those are luxury goods.
Those are luxury
we're
goods.
talking of consumables for the local, for the general populace.
Let me give you one example.
Food.
Juice, for example.
Yes.
Who would have thought that the ban on foreign juice would be effective? But today, it's a known fact that the Chivitas, the Five Alives, and the
all the others,
the Pumas,
yes,
they are all beneficiaries of federal government policy ban on this. It has brought the best out of them. When Chivita is, advertising now, they will tell you theirs is 100% devoid of foreign flavors and what have you.
Sorry,
that is
natural.
I
will forward the question to you right now because, okay, aside from juice, I think the juice company, wherever they are, they are successful. Yeah. But then let's bring it back down to clothing and textile. Things like that could work, but so far we don't have an already established foundation in Nigeria. Let's say clothes, for instance. You would see you have Aba markets and they churn out clothes all the time. Now, when you bring an Aba dress, a made in Aba dress, and bring a UK or US dress, you find out that talking about durability, when you have an Aba dress, quality, yes, you could have an Aba dress and go shopping every 3 months, while you could have a UK dress and still have it till whenever you want to give it out.
Yeah, but how much do you pay for UK dress compared to what you pay for an Aba dress?
But that is the quality that people want.
Fine, quality is fine. Let me tell you, in China, in India, even in some other foreign countries, you find out, I see some of the fabric they bring from Turkey. They use it to exploit Nigerians. Go and buy some fabrics at China Village. You see that they are wishy-washy fabric.
True. Very true.
Look, they started from somewhere. Until now, they have not even perfected the act of churning out quality goods. Some people will tell you that, look, if you go to such countries, they give you what you want based on your specification.
Yes.
And that is why you pay more for that. If it were Nigeria, you will not pay. Cost of production is
Let me take this call, sir. Alawale, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
God bless you. Look, the earlier the government wakes up to its responsibility, let us consume Nigeria-made goods, right from the president. to the new person.
until
Let
next
them
time.
set good example. They are the one that is making consumption budget, and they are the one importing toothpick and gold teaspoon in their offices. Even they consume foreign coffee as opposed to Ivory Coast coffee. So let us end. The average Nigerian will be so impoverished this year that we are going to have, may we not have calamity in this country. Somebody that is giving 18,000, how will that person survive? Paying school fees, paying house rent, paying NEPA bills,
Thank
paying
you.
everything.
Thank you so much, Olawale.
I was going to ask the question based on this clothing that you use. What of ban on importation of rice? How effective has that been in the local consumption? Ofada rice is not very popular.
No, it has been. I was telling a lawyer in my office who engaged me in the kind of political, economic, and social discourse yesterday. I said, look, we have to have our ears on the ground. This idea of following bandwagon and this one picks an information from the gutter and then you use it. I am not. I have my eyes on the ground. You see, I follow documentaries. One minister that has done a perfect job in this economy is Dr. Adesina. You see some bags of rice now that sells for 8,000. You are women, you go to market.
Yes.
Come on, few years back it wasn't like that. Now a Rome was not built in a day. There is going to be consolidation. Preservation mechanism have been put in place. All right? Rice millers. I can't remember when I heard about them last. Now they are back into the country. All right? We are talking of value-added chain to what is being produced locally. I know of a plant in Ososa, in Ogun State, that no matter the quantity of raw cassava you take there now, they turn it to powdery substance, and Flour Mills PLC has even invested in that plant, and they mop up everything that is being produced there as an added value to what is being used as ingredients to produce flour. All right? If we want everything to be done in one fell swoop,
So,
economy
you're saying it's work in progress. Let me take this call from Femi. Good morning, Femi. Are you still there?
Oh, Molayo, how are you?
Sorry, very well. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you very much. I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. The last caller even said what I wanted to say. I will just add more. According to that, what that man has just said, the best minister so far for me is that Minister Adesina, the Minister of Agriculture. And that's apart. The federal government is the one supposed to do the right thing by making a law that everything made in Nigeria should be used. And they should lay a good example. Go and check our budget. You will see budget for a golden spoon, for toothpick. During the last time of Obasanjo, throughout his tenure, he was fearing Kampala. Made from Abumer, all those places area. That's the type of examples we want. Not that they will see that they also they have been doing budget for building.
Thank you so much, Femi.
Coffee, all these things.
Thank you, Femi. Sanzi.
I have a
Someone said, don't be deceived. But anyway, I was reading this report about other countries and how devaluation affects different countries. Nigeria obviously being at a huge loss each time this happens. But then you look at countries like China, Japan, Korea, it's beneficial to them. Why is that?
Because they are highly productive. You see, some of us have been shouting at the rooftop of our voices in the past that, look, diversification of the economy is the in thing. Right from Osun down to, if not to Ekiti, if not to Edo State, we have large deposit of bitumen. Why should we import bitumen to fix our roads? What happened to the solid mineral structures? I mean, sector rather. The essence of establishing Ajakuta Steel Complex, Oshogbo Steel Rolling Mill, Alaja Steel Complex, this ore, mining ore at Itakwe, in Kogi State it was part of the initiative to diversify the economy so that when the Industrial Revolution takes off, we will have raw materials readily available that will aid every sectors of the economy to actualize the diversification. What did we do? The military came in and then abandoned us.
All right, let me quickly come to you because we have very little time.
That we have to, focus now on local consumption. But we know that our health sector remains one thing that we, we'll always go out and reach another economy, that better than ours, because we don't have a good health sector here. Even the people in government use hospitals abroad. So how do Nigerians who have serious health issues that cannot find medical care here, what do they do now?
Okay, all right, let me, before he answers that question, let's take a few tweets so that we put everything together.
Put all the questions together. Adebayo says, virtually all commodities we consume in Nigeria can be manufactured here. However, power supply is a militating factor. I want you to respond to that. Adebayo says, if local manufacturers are given a chance, we'll eventually get to the point where we're good enough to use homemade goods. Steve Bayo says, I believe that Charles Soludo's idea of removing 2 zeros when he was CBN governor would have boosted the value of naira. Do you agree with that?
Okay, let's start with the issue of
power.
Power.
Yes.
Power has been neglected for decades. And my own understanding of what plays out in that sector was that it was a sector that was deliberately reserved and preserved for people to profit from. People who are not productive. So let us even commend this government for having the courage to unbundle PHCN.
Okay.
However, the way we Nigerians have been reacting to unavailability of power have been a little bit beyond the elbow. Why do I say so? If you want to compare what happened in other nations with what we need to invest in the power sector, it will take a while. They don't come cheap at all. The IPP are coming on stream gradually. And we should also appeal to our fellow Nigerians to stop sabotaging the efforts of the government, whether federal or state. The idea of vandalization of gas pipeline and others is highly unpatriotic. In some other climes, they will catch those people and tie them to the stake and shoot them.
No matter the time.
We cannot grow in that regard. But I know in very few years' time, the power sector will stabilize. The reason is that the government have virtually taken their hands off it. Private investors are coming in. It's a money-spinning sector for those who want to come in. I think why there's a little bit of delay now is because of maybe the insurgency we are having in some parts of the country. I can assure you that as soon as absolute security, when I mean absolute, it's in quote. There's no country that doesn't have its own share of crime.
Unfortunately, sir, we have to.
Of course.
Thank you. You couldn't address the other issues, but we have to come. Unfortunately, we have to move on.
That is fixing this thing by fiat. Even Ghana, what is their cedi to $1 today? Have been knocked off.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming. I think we learned quite a bit from you today. We definitely have to bring you back again to talk on this economy, because the truth is that we need people to be educated.
Yes,
especially with this local consumption issue. Ladies, good show today. Don't forget to watch a repeat broadcast at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Your View. Sir, do you have a PVC?
I do.
Very good. So your vote is your right. Don't waste
it. You mean PVC to vote?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Get it too.
No, I deliberately refuse, please.
What?
No, it's constitutionally allowed. I've said it in your Radio Continental channels and other. The reason is this. You see, I heard you people analyzing the politicians, and I was just laughing. Why would somebody who is sitting upstairs would have annoyed 1993 election that was the best that was ever conducted in this country? And they went ahead to kill the alleged winner of that election. please, until the polity is sanitized, I'm not prepared to vote. I'm not contesting, so they shouldn't vote for me.
All right, thank you so much. That is your view. That's your view. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. I think I struck a chord with that question. Wow. Thank you so much, Sam.